Have you ever walked into a room and completely forgotten why you were there? Or maybe you've been mid-sentence and suddenly, poof, your next word just disappears. If so, you're not alone. And before you start worrying, let me say this right now. That doesn't mean something's wrong with you. That's just a very human moment, and it happens to everyone, especially as we get a little older. Now I want you to think back to a time when your brain felt a little sharper. Maybe you were juggling work and family, or reading a new book every week, or doing crosswords with your morning coffee. Your mind was active and it showed. But as life slows down, sometimes our brains do too. We stop challenging them the way we used to. And just like our muscles, when we don't use our brain as much, it can lose a bit of its edge. Here's the good news: memory loss isn't something you just have to accept. In fact, science shows that the brain has something called neuroplasticity, which means it can change and grow at any age. That includes your 60s, 70s, and beyond. You can literally build new connections in your brain just by doing the right kinds of activities. And the best part, some of the most effective brain boosters aren't boring or complicated. They're actually fun. Games, challenges, puzzles. Things that make you think, laugh, or strategize just like you did when you were younger. In this video, we're going to talk about 5 fun brain games that have actually been shown to help slow memory decline and sharpen mental clarity, and they're all backed by real research. These aren't gimmicks. They're simple, engaging activities you can enjoy at home, on your phone, or even with a friend. And they just might be the secret to feeling more alert, confident, and in control of your thoughts. Let's start with one that's been around forever, and for good reason: crossword puzzles. You've probably done a few in your life, maybe sitting at the kitchen table with your morning coffee or flipping to the back of the Sunday paper. But did you know that regularly doing crossword puzzles can actually help preserve memory function as you age? There's a study from Columbia University and Duke University that found older adults who did crossword puzzles 4 times a week had better memory performance and brain function than those who didn't. And the reason is pretty simple. Crosswords challenge multiple parts of the brain at once. You're not just recalling facts, you're using language, logic, memory, and even visual processing. It's like a full-body workout, but for your mind. Now here's the trick: don't worry about finishing the whole thing. You don't need to be a crossword master to get the benefits. Even 10 or 15 minutes a day is enough to give your brain a great boost. Start easy, build confidence, enjoy the process. And if pen and paper isn't your thing, there are great crossword apps you can download for free and use anytime. And if you want to really up the challenge, try switching it up. Do a themed crossword one day, a trivia-based one the next. Variety adds another layer of challenge, and your brain loves that. Now, speaking of games that your brain loves, let's talk about one you might not expect: jigsaw puzzles. Yes, that's right. Those cardboard pieces that used to keep us busy on rainy afternoons aren't just a way to pass the time. They're actually doing some serious work under the surface. When you put together a jigsaw puzzle, your brain is operating on 2 levels: logic and spatial reasoning. Think about it. You're constantly looking at shapes, colors, edges, and patterns, trying to make sense of them and figure out how they connect. That kind of visual problem solving strengthens the part of your brain responsible for short-term memory and attention. And here's something fascinating. Studies have shown that older adults who regularly do jigsaw puzzles have better brain structure and function, particularly in areas linked to memory. And don't underestimate the calming effect puzzles can have. They help you focus, slow down your breathing, and bring your attention fully into the moment. That's great for stress, and reducing stress is also good for your brain. Some people enjoy doing puzzles alone with a good playlist or podcast in the background. Others love the social side of it, working together with a spouse, a grandchild, or a friend. And whether it's 100 pieces or 1,000, the act of looking, thinking, trying, and solving is a gentle but powerful way to keep your brain firing on all cylinders. And here's a tip. If you're just getting started, look for puzzles with bright, high-contrast images. They're easier on the eyes and more satisfying to complete. Over time, you can work your way up to more complex designs. The goal isn't perfection. It's participation. Let's switch gears now and talk about something that might surprise you even more: card games. Yes, good old-fashioned card games. Not the kind that require betting or bluffing, but games that require memory, strategy, and decision-making. Think about games like Bridge, Gin Rummy, Solitaire, or even newer ones like Uno or Skip-Bo. These games force you to pay attention, remember rules, recall sequences, and adapt to what's happening in real time. All of that is excellent for your cognitive health. And here's something really interesting. A study published in the Journal of Geriatric Psychiatry found that seniors who played strategic games at least once a week had better cognitive scores over time than those who didn't. These games train your brain to stay alert, flexible, and quick, 3 things that naturally decline with age unless we work on them. And let's not forget, playing cards also brings people together. Whether it's a weekly game night or just a few hands at lunch, the social aspect adds another layer of brain benefit. When you're interacting with others, sharing laughter, reading facial expressions, and even a little healthy competition, your mind stays sharp and your mood lifts. And if you don't have a card partner nearby, no problem. There are plenty of online platforms where you can play virtually, or you can try solo card games that still keep your brain working, like classic solitaire or even memory-based matching games. Now that we've explored how crossword puzzles challenge language, jigsaw puzzles boost visual reasoning, and card games sharpen memory and strategy, you're starting to see how varied and enjoyable brain training can be. It's not about formal programs or expensive apps. It's about doing things that are already familiar, already fun, but now with a deeper purpose in mind. You might even be thinking of games you used to love but haven't played in a while. Or maybe you're curious to try something new. That's great, because the best brain game for you is the one you'll actually do. The one that fits your lifestyle and brings you a bit of joy while keeping your mind engaged. And the best part, these activities don't just help your brain in the moment, they can help you feel more in control of your memory, your focus, and your confidence in daily life. That's something worth investing in, even just 10 or 15 minutes at a time. Now that we've talked about crosswords, jigsaw puzzles, and card games, each one challenging your brain in unique ways, it's time to keep that momentum going. Because the truth is, there's no one-size-fits-all game when it comes to brain health. The more variety you introduce into your routine, the better your brain adapts, reacts, and grows. And isn't that a great thought? Even now, your brain is still capable of forming new connections. It's never too late to sharpen your mind. Let's move into something a little more modern now, but just as fun: digital brain training games. You've probably seen ads for these before. Apps and websites that promise to boost memory, focus, and even your IQ. Some of those claims might sound a little far-fetched, but here's what the science actually says. When used consistently and correctly, digital brain games can help improve cognitive performance in older adults, especially in areas like reaction time, attention, and working memory. Take a popular program like Lumosity, for example. It's designed by neuroscientists and includes dozens of short, interactive games that challenge you in different ways, like tracking patterns, remembering sequences, or solving logic problems under time pressure. And here's the best part: it's designed to adapt to you. So as you improve, it gets more difficult, keeping you challenged without overwhelming you. There was a study published in Nature that looked at people over 60 who used digital brain games 5 days a week. After just 10 weeks, many participants showed significant improvement in memory and problem solving compared to a control group. That's impressive. And it doesn't have to be Lumosity. There are plenty of brain training apps out there, Peak, Elevate, Brainwell, that offer fun, fast games you can play while sipping your morning coffee or waiting at the doctor's office. You don't need to play for hours. Even 10-15 minutes a day gives your brain that little bit of exercise it craves. And don't worry if you're not tech-savvy. Most of these apps are designed to be senior-friendly. Large buttons, clear instructions, and progress tracking that lets you see how far you've come. And if you're not sure how to get started, ask a family member or friend to help download one. They'll be glad to, and you'll have a new tool in your mental wellness toolbox. But if you prefer something that doesn't involve screens, there's another category of games that's just as powerful: word and number puzzles. Now I know some folks hear the word math and immediately check out. But don't worry, I'm not suggesting you solve algebra problems or crack long division. We're talking about quick, addictive puzzles that challenge your logic, pattern recognition, and attention to detail. Let's take Sudoku, for example. You've probably seen it in newspapers or puzzle books at the grocery store. At first glance, it looks like a complicated grid of numbers, but it's really a game of logic. You don't need any math skills at all, just the ability to notice patterns and think a few steps ahead. Sudoku is great for exercising the prefrontal cortex, the part of your brain involved in decision-making and concentration. And over time, people who do puzzles like Sudoku regularly often notice improvements in their ability to focus and think through everyday challenges, like planning errands or remembering what's on their shopping list. The same goes for word games like Wordle, word searches, and anagrams. They activate your language center, stretch your vocabulary, and help with word retrieval, which can get a little sluggish with age if we don't work on it. You know those moments when you know the word you want to say, but it's just on the tip of your tongue. Regular word puzzles actually help reduce those moments. They strengthen the mental pathways that retrieve language and improve fluency over time. One of my favorite things to recommend is keeping a puzzle book by your favorite chair or at your bedside. Do one puzzle a day, just like a brain vitamin. And again, it doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to be done. Even trying and not finishing gives your brain a workout. You might even turn it into a friendly competition. Try the same puzzle as a friend or partner and see who solves it faster. That little bit of playfulness adds extra energy and engagement and makes the challenge something you'll look forward to. Now here's something many people overlook when they think about brain games: movement-based activities. That's right. Your brain doesn't just benefit from mental puzzles. It loves physical movement that includes coordination, rhythm, and balance. Think about games or activities where you have to move your body and use your brain at the same time. Dancing, for example, is a fantastic brain game. You have to remember steps, stay in rhythm, adjust to music, and often follow a partner. That kind of multitasking is gold for cognitive health. And here's the proof. Studies from Harvard and the CDC have shown that seniors who dance regularly have sharper thinking skills, better balance, and lower risk of dementia. Why? Because dancing taps into multiple brain regions at once. It's emotional, physical, and social all rolled into one. And that's the magic formula for neuroprotection. Even something like Tai Chi, which looks gentle and slow, actually activates your brain through complex sequences, balance, and memory. You have to remember the movements, shift your weight, and stay present. It's like a meditation and a brain game at the same time. And then there are games like Wii Sports or other motion-controlled video games, bowling, tennis, golf, where you move while interacting with the screen. It might feel like playtime, but those movements paired with hand-eye coordination are doing real work behind the scenes. So if you've ever thought, I'm not into brain games, but you love to dance, walk, or play, you are playing brain games. You're just doing it in a different, more dynamic way. And that counts. That absolutely counts. Now that we've gone through digital games, word puzzles, and movement-based activities, you might be wondering, do I need to do all of these? And the answer is no, you don't have to do them all. The goal is to find the ones that feel fun, challenging, and easy to fit into your day. You don't need to master every app or win every card game. Just keep showing up. Keep engaging, keep stretching your brain even in the smallest of ways. Your mind loves being used, it loves a little challenge. And just like with physical activity, the hardest part is often just starting. But once you do, your confidence grows. You start remembering names faster, staying focused longer, and maybe even feeling a bit sharper in conversation or when handling everyday tasks. And all of this, every puzzle, every game, every moment of play, it adds up. It gives you back a sense of control, a sense of clarity, a sense of I've still got it, which is one of the most empowering feelings there is. Let's keep going, because the best part of this journey is knowing that every step you take, every game you play, every word puzzle you finish, every time you challenge your brain, you're actively investing in your future. You're not waiting around for your memory to fade. You're doing something about it, and that's a powerful thing. Now, before we wrap up, I want to share one last brain-boosting game with you, and this one might surprise you. It doesn't require a screen or even a deck of cards. It's something you already do, but with a simple twist, it becomes one of the most effective memory boosters out there. I'm talking about storytelling. That's right. Telling stories from your own life, your family history, or even made-up adventures is one of the most effective and joyful ways to engage your brain. When you tell a story, you're using memory, language, creativity, emotional intelligence, and sequencing all at the same time. It activates multiple regions of your brain and keeps those mental muscles strong and flexible. Think about what happens when you tell someone about your childhood. You're remembering details, visualizing places, trying to recall names and dates. Maybe you're laughing as you describe an old family vacation, or tearing up as you share something more personal. Those moments are deep, meaningful mental workouts, and they also connect you to others in a way that's just plain good for the soul. And it works both ways. Listening to someone else's story gives your brain a workout too. You're processing language, empathizing, picturing the scene in your head. That's why things like journaling, audio diaries, or even starting a video series with your grandkids can be so enriching. It's memory care with a personal touch. There's even a growing body of research showing that storytelling can improve cognitive function in people with early-stage memory loss. It helps with recall, mood, and even confidence, especially when you tell those stories to someone who's really listening. And here's the beautiful part: your stories matter. They're part of your legacy, your family, your community. Whether it's a hilarious moment from your 20s or a lesson learned the hard way, your memories have weight. They're worth revisiting. They're worth sharing. So next time you're sitting down for dinner, bring up a moment from your past. Let your mind wander to a place you haven't thought about in years. Or sit with a notepad and just start writing. Don't worry about grammar or structure. Just let the story flow. That process alone can be incredibly healing and mentally stimulating. And if you enjoy it, you can even take it further. Join a writing group, record short videos for your loved ones, or write a little each night before bed. It doesn't have to be for anyone else. Just the act of telling your story, even to yourself, can light up your brain in ways no app or puzzle ever could. Now, as we wrap up this conversation, I want you to pause and think about how you feel right now. Maybe a little more hopeful, maybe a bit more motivated. Maybe you're already thinking about which game you'll start with today. That's the magic of this kind of awareness. It puts you back in the driver's seat. Because yes, memory changes are a part of aging. But decline is not a given. You have the power to slow it down, to sharpen your focus, to feel confident and engaged in your everyday life, not just for yourself, but for the people who love and count on you. And here's the truth. It's not about never forgetting a name or where you put your keys. It's about keeping your mind active, your curiosity alive, and your sense of self strong. That's what these games are all about. Not just protecting your memory, but enriching your life. So let's take a quick breath together and remember what we've explored. You've got puzzles, crosswords, card games, digital apps, movement-based challenges, and the incredible power of storytelling, all right at your fingertips. And every single one of them is a tool to build a sharper, more confident you, A brain that's not just working but thriving. You don't need to do everything all at once. Just pick one thing that excites you. One game that sounds fun, one habit you can add to your day. Let it grow from there. Before you know it, that 5-minute game after breakfast turns into a full-blown brain-boosting ritual that you actually look forward to. And don't forget the joy in it. These aren't chores, they're games. They're meant to be lighthearted, engaging, and even a little silly at times, so laugh at yourself when you mess up. Celebrate when you improve, invite someone to join you. The more fun you're having, the more your brain is benefiting. It's really that simple. Now I want to hear from you. What's your favorite brain game, or what's one game you've never tried but are excited to start? Scroll down to the comments and let me know. Your ideas might just inspire someone else to take that first step too. If you found this video helpful, give it a thumbs up. It really helps us reach more people who are looking for simple, uplifting ways to age well and stay sharp. And if you're not already subscribed, hit that button and ring the bell so you don't miss more videos like this made just for you. There's a lot of advice out there about getting older. Some of it's overwhelming, some of it's discouraging. But what I want you to take away from this video is simple. You are not powerless. You have tools, choices, and more brain power than you may realize, and it's all still working with you, not against you. So here's to brain games, laughter, stories, strategy,